What if the next federal budget for 2026 quietly introduced changes that could put more money directly into the pockets of millions of seniors and most people haven't even realized it yet? Right now, new details are emerging about major senior benefits included in the 2026 federal budget, and these updates could reshape how retirees manage their monthly income, healthcare costs, and financial security. For many older Americans, every dollar matters, especially when rising grocery prices, prescription costs, and housing expenses continue to put pressure on fixed incomes. That's exactly why this announcement is getting so much attention. According to early reports, the new budget outlines expanded support programs, possible benefit adjustments, and new financial protections designed specifically for seniors. Some of these changes could mean higher monthly assistance, while others focus on lowering everyday expenses that retirees face. But here's the surprising part: many people who qualify may not even realize these benefits exist yet. And timing is everything. Certain provisions tied to the 2026 federal budget rollout may start impacting payments, eligibility rules, and government assistance programs sooner than expected. If you or someone you love relies on retirement benefits, Social Security, or federal senior support programs, understanding what's changing now could make a huge difference in the months ahead. In this video, we're breaking down everything you need to know about the new senior benefits announced in the federal budget 2026, what's changing, who could qualify, and how these updates might affect your financial future. So before we dive in, take a second to like this video and support the channel, because staying informed today could help protect your benefits tomorrow. As the details of the federal budget 2026 continue to unfold, one thing is becoming increasingly clear: this year's budget carries a special focus on older Americans. For millions of retirees and seniors living on fixed incomes, even small policy changes can make a meaningful difference in everyday life. Rising healthcare costs, higher grocery bills, increasing rent, and unpredictable economic conditions have all made financial stability harder to maintain for many older households. That reality is exactly why lawmakers placed senior benefits at the center of several key discussions leading up to this year's budget announcement. The conversation around senior support didn't begin overnight. Over the past few years, policymakers have faced growing pressure from advocacy groups, economists, and everyday citizens who believe retirement programs must evolve to keep up with modern financial challenges. Many retirees planned their futures decades ago under very different economic conditions. Back then, the cost of living was lower, medical care was less expensive, and housing prices were far more manageable. Fast forward to today, and many seniors find themselves stretching every dollar further than ever before. This new federal budget attempts to address some of those realities by introducing adjustments that aim to strengthen financial stability for retirees. While not every proposal results in dramatic changes overnight, the direction of the policy signals that lawmakers recognize the growing importance of supporting older Americans more effectively. The announcements tied to the budget include a combination of funding increases, program adjustments, and expanded support initiatives that are designed to protect retirement security while also addressing everyday living costs. One of the central themes emerging from the budget discussions is the need to help seniors manage rising expenses. Inflation over the past several years has had a particularly strong impact on people who rely on fixed monthly payments. When grocery prices rise, when energy bills increase, and when healthcare costs climb, retirees often have fewer options to compensate for those changes compared to younger workers who can potentially increase their income through employment. Because of that, budget planners focused heavily on programs that directly affect seniors' daily financial realities. Another major topic linked to the federal budget 2026 involves healthcare affordability. For many retirees, healthcare expenses represent one of the largest portions of their monthly spending. Doctor visits, medications, insurance premiums, and specialized treatments can quickly add up. Even modest increases in healthcare support programs can have a noticeable impact on how comfortably seniors manage their finances. Policymakers have acknowledged that addressing medical costs is essential if they want retirement programs to remain effective for the long term. Housing stability also played a significant role in shaping the budget conversation. Over the last decade, housing costs have risen dramatically across many parts of the country. Seniors who rent their homes or live in communities with rising property taxes often feel this pressure most strongly. The 2026 budget discussions included measures designed to expand housing assistance programs that serve older adults, ensuring that safe and affordable living arrangements remain accessible for those who need them most. At the same time, the federal government has been examining ways to strengthen programs that support independent living for seniors. Many older adults prefer to remain in their homes and communities rather than move into assisted living facilities. Programs that provide transportation support, home care assistance, and community-based services can make a huge difference in helping seniors maintain independence. The latest budget discussions suggest an increased emphasis on these kinds of services, recognizing that maintaining independence can significantly improve quality of life. Financial security in retirement remains the overarching goal behind many of these policy decisions. When retirement programs were first established decades ago, they were designed to provide a reliable safety net for older Americans. However, demographic changes, longer life expectancies, and shifting economic conditions have placed new pressures on these systems. The federal budget 2026 represents another step in the ongoing effort to adapt these programs so they remain sustainable and effective for future generations. One interesting aspect of the budget discussions is the growing recognition that retirement planning today looks very different from what it looked like 30 or 40 years ago. Many seniors now live longer, healthier lives, which is certainly positive, but it also means retirement savings must last for more years. At the same time, healthcare needs often increase as people age, creating additional financial demands. Policymakers are increasingly aware that programs designed decades ago must continue evolving to meet these realities. Another important factor shaping the budget is the economic contribution that seniors themselves make to their communities. Retirees are not only recipients of benefits, they are also active participants in local economies. Many volunteer in their communities, support local businesses, help care for grandchildren, and contribute valuable experience and wisdom to civic life. Ensuring that seniors remain financially stable benefits not only individuals but also the broader economy. Technology has also become part of the discussion around senior support. Access to digital tools, online services, and modern communication platforms is increasingly important for managing healthcare, finances, and government benefits. Some of the initiatives connected to the federal budget 2026 explore ways to improve access to digital services while also making sure that seniors who are less comfortable with technology still receive the assistance they need. At the heart of all these discussions is a simple but powerful idea: retirement should be a time of dignity and security. After decades of work, contribution, and tax payments, older Americans expect the systems they supported throughout their lives to be there for them when they need them most. The federal budget 2026 attempts to reinforce that promise by directing attention and resources toward the programs that matter most to seniors. Of course, federal budgets are always complex, and many of the proposals included in early discussions will continue to evolve as implementation plans move forward. Government agencies must translate broad funding decisions into specific program adjustments, and that process can take time. However, the overall direction of the budget sends a clear message that senior support remains a major national priority. Public reaction to the early announcements has been mixed but largely attentive. Advocacy groups representing older Americans have welcomed many of the proposals while also urging policymakers to go even further in strengthening retirement protections. Economists continue to analyze how the new spending priorities might affect long-term fiscal sustainability. Meanwhile, millions of retirees simply want to understand what these changes might mean for their everyday lives. That curiosity is completely understandable. For someone living on a fixed monthly income, even modest adjustments to federal support programs can influence how comfortably they manage their finances. A slightly lower healthcare cost, a small increase in assistance, or expanded access to community services can collectively create a meaningful improvement in quality of life. Another area receiving attention is the effort to streamline how seniors access government programs. Many retirees rely on multiple forms of support, and navigating those systems can sometimes feel complicated. Budget planners have discussed ways to simplify enrollment processes, improve communication, and ensure that eligible individuals are aware of the programs available to them. Making systems easier to understand is an important step toward ensuring that benefits actually reach the people they are designed to help. The broader economic landscape also plays a role in shaping how these policies are developed. Inflation trends, labor market conditions, healthcare innovation, and demographic shifts all influence how retirement programs must adapt. Policymakers know that decisions made today will affect not only current retirees but also the millions of Americans who will retire in the coming decades. As the federal budget 2026 moves from announcement to implementation, additional details will likely continue to emerge. Government agencies will clarify timelines, eligibility adjustments, and funding allocations tied to specific programs. For seniors and their families, staying informed about these updates will be essential in order to fully understand how the changes may affect their financial planning. What remains clear is that retirement policy is entering a new chapter. The economic realities facing older Americans today are very different from those that existed when many federal programs were first created. Recognizing those changes and adapting accordingly is one of the most important responsibilities facing policymakers. For millions of seniors across the country, these discussions are not abstract political debates, they are deeply personal. They relate to whether monthly bills can be paid comfortably, whether medications remain affordable, whether housing remains secure, and whether retirement truly provides the peace of mind people hoped for after years of hard work. The federal budget 2026 represents another step in the ongoing effort to strengthen that sense of security. While no single budget can solve every challenge facing retirees, the renewed focus on senior benefits signals that leaders understand the importance of supporting those who built the nation's economy and communities over decades of dedication. As the months ahead bring further clarification and implementation of these policies, many seniors will be watching closely, hopeful that the promises of stronger support and greater financial stability translate into real improvements in their everyday lives. And for families helping parents or grandparents navigate retirement, understanding these changes may become one of the most important steps in planning a secure and comfortable future.